What is up? This is where I record drums in person or remotely. Oh, Lily, or remotely.
That was good.
I'm very lucky that I have a wife who is an amazing designer, and I'm very grateful that she was willing to take on this project.
So we were pulling inspo images, and we were really drawn to these vintage Japanese homes. I think specifically because Japanese screens almost look like sound panels. We saw a lot of similar shapes, and they also bring in a lot of circle motifs. And there was one specific image of a Japanese screened home that we pulled all the colors from. It was just so good. We know we wanted some dark wood. We love the designs of Alexis and Ginger. They're local designers here, furniture designers, and we worked with them to help pick out the staining for the wood. We love the colors that they use.
After Julie made this amazing mock-up, then we started figuring out who can build this. We landed with Justin Williams, who's a local studio builder and designer here in Brooklyn, and we sent him the mock-up. He did an incredible job building all of these by hand. If you need any acoustic or studio design, he can do it all, and he has just been a pleasure to work with. We are in the Hall of Drums. I love vintage drums. Each of these drums has a unique story, and each of these drums has a unique character, a unique personality. They all sound different. So these drums right here are Camco Oaklawn drums. Super rare, super sought after. And this is a beautiful kit that I took on the road on Theo Katzman's last tour. And my goodness, it was so much fun to play them every night. So this kit right here is a 60s Gretsch round badge. And then I've got this snare here, 60s round badge, Gretsch snare. And I mean, this is just the sound. It's the sound of Blue Note. It's the sound of jazz from that era. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. I wish I played these more. So hey, someone hit me up with some jazz tracks. We'll put these drums on that. Slingerland Radio Kings from the 40s or 50s, I don't actually know, but a long time ago. There's no other drums that sound like these. Every studio has got to have a Radio King. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats. This drum set here tricks on in silver crock wrap. Look at that. These are conical drums, which means they are cone-shaped. I don't know if you can tell from the angle, but this side of the drum is smaller than this side. And even the snare, even the toms, they're all conical. It has a very unique sound, and some of the drummers for James Brown were using these drums back in the day, so it kind of has this sound. Normally, with this silver crock finish, it's kind of like foil. You can see in some places that it kind of like crinkles up and stuff. So this finish is really fragile, so it's rare to find it in such good condition. These drums are such a vibe. If you want like a dusty, kind of like funky drummer sample type thing, I'm pulling these out. I'm putting them on your track. They're gonna sound sick. All right, check out this kit. Ludwig from the 60s, banded, meaning it's got these bands or whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only one that exists that we know of. There are no other 60s Ludwig kits that are burgundy, silver sparkle, burgundy. It's extremely rad and extremely rare. 1982 Yamaha recording standard drums. They came before the recording custom. They are the same drums. Some say maybe even better. I used these when I did the Boop Broadway show here in New York earlier this year. And it was just so fun to get to play them every night. But these drums, they come out into the recording studio when I need that kind of more pristine, like studio drummer, you know, LA 1980s, 1990s kind of sound, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, just call me and I'll record these drums for you. Ludwig Single 6. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man?
He takes care of everything around here. He's
How
the
you
man.
doing? How you doing? Oh man.
Where were we? Okay, Ludwig Single 6 Also extremely, extremely rare. These are concert toms, and if you can see here, you know, just one-sided head. There's no front resonant head. So yeah, I played these on John Bellion's Modern Times. To be fair, there's a lot of drum programming, and they just had me play verbatim what the drum programming was. So I'm not actually sure how much of my drums you're hearing, but my name is credited on the record. Don't know how much you're hearing of it, but they sound sick, so that's all you need to know. 1960s Ludwig club dates. I think these might be my desert island. They just feel so good to play. I love this black. I love that it's like kind of weathered, and I just absolutely love these things. They are never leaving. So right here we have the Denim Pockets drum set. You can see these drums are covered in patch denim work by my good friend Ronnie Strauss. He's also an amazing drummer himself. This kit is actually a 1970s Ludwig standard kit in blue Astro finish, but you'll never know that because that finish is covered by the denim. And I love the sound of these drums. I used it for my sample pack Denim Pockets, which Deeper Denim Pockets is on the way, coming soon. I use these drums on a lot of recordings in here because they're one of my favorite sounding drum sets. Right here we have the cymbal rack. 99.9% of these cymbals are from Istanbul Agop. The only ones that are not from Istanbul Agop are some vintage Ks, maybe a few vintage Js, maybe a few vintage 602s. But the majority of cymbals that I use live and in the studio are Istanbul Agop. They just sound amazing, and I have a versatile spread of them, so I'm constantly switching out cymbals. They just never disappoint. I love these cymbals. The number one key to a successful recording studio is a studio dog, the cutest, best studio dog, Lily. So inside the tracking room, I have kind of a quick grab rack of some of my favorite snares, the ones that get used most often. Check out this one. This is a Ludwig nickel over brass 2-piece shell, 15 by 4-inch depth. I found this one at Drugan's Drums and Guitars in Chicago, and it was just the shell, and it did not have this engraving. It was just a raw brass shell, so the nickel at some point had worn off. And then I went on to have John Christensen, an incredible drum engraver, do this amazing engraving on the shell. Check this out. Ludwig and Ludwig, Chicago. You see that? And you see that diamond right there? So John Christensen was a jeweler for his entire life. And that's his signature, is that he always puts a little diamond in all of his drums that he engraves. So this is kind of my poor man's 1920s Black Beauty. This is one of my favorite sounding drums. This thing just sounds incredible. It's made it on many, many records. This guy right here, 1970s Ludwig Black Beauty 14 by 6.5. Oh my gosh. This thing, it's totally beat up. Look how weathered. Look at this patina, but this thing just sounds insane. I use it on so many recordings. It's so versatile. You might be seeing a theme here, but a lot of Ludwig snares. I think Ludwig makes the best snares historically, but they're still making good snares to this day, including this Copperphonic. This is a modern snare from Ludwig. This thing just lives in a certain tuning, the super dead tuning. It's got this rootsy Q that's just totally chewed up, but it just does that short, buzzy, fat thing that sometimes you just need. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Holy Grail 1980s Tama Bell Brass. You can watch the unboxing video that my hilarious wife did and see her excitement for it. But this drum, it's just in a league of its own. Sounds absolutely insane, and very honored to have one here. Julie, out of this rack of snares, which one is your desert island snare?
Well, probably this one because it'll blend into the color of the water. That'll be helpful when the pirates come. I can like float on that, but they won't see me and I'll escape.
You're gonna float on that snare?
Yes.
Okay. This little guy here. I think this might be the only drum of this. This is a Ludwig Jazz combo from the 60s in this color. I don't know, what do you call it, like aqua or teal or something? And I mean, just look at it. At Rose Garden Recording, we have some pretty rad mics, if I do say so myself. We switch it out, depending on what the project is. One of my favorite microphones is an RCA 44 that I found at an estate sale, completely destroyed. The cable was cut, this was all dented. But I sent it to my friend Cole in Nashville, and he totally restored it. And this microphone sounds incredible. It says K-Rock because it came from a radio station in Minnesota called K-Rock. It's still a working radio station today. And I found photos from their website from like 100 years ago of them using this mic at their radio station. It went to one of their former employees' houses and then he passed. Now it's here at Rose Garden Recording, getting put on your record. Rare and rad. There it is.